Okay, we are trying this again. This time, I'm doing this. Not only am I recording and doing this live on, YouTube, but I'm also recording it so that if there is no audio, if you guys are looking at this and you're hearing no audio and looking this on the back and hearing no audio, don't worry. I'm doing the audio version of it, and you can always go to my podcast, and it will be up uh, probably in the morning or sometime in the late afternoon, if not anything. So, um, yeah, we are going to get that for you here, but we have to talk about this tremendous Super Bowl that just went down with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. An amazing show of just effort and all around skill from not only the Kansas City Chiefs who won Super Bowl 57, but from the Eagles and doing their thing. And as I've said a lot about Jalen Hurts, um, and in just my opinion, the way that he plays the game um, is not the way I think the quarterback should play it. You should you should throw and you should be a thrower, not necessarily runner. And he throws from the pocket. That's one thing you can give him. He throws from the pocket and he throws accurately and he throws fantastic. That was one of the things that could you talk about? Could he throw the ball accurately? And he does. Um, and he's in, but he's also a runner. He's run the ball over 100 times. To me, that's way too times in a game. It should be half that, at the most, half that, 50 runs. So to me, that was just way too much. But unlike my quarterback for the Bears, Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson, um, quarterback of the Ravens, he does seem to be a lot more effective in the pocket, and he can he can do things in the pocket, and he can make throws from the pocket. It's just not a thing where it's just all like give me where he has to go out. You should roll him out the pocket or anything like that. He stays in the pocket and he makes throws, but still he runs the ball way too much. Having said that, this is the last game of the season. This is Super Bowl. You have to do what you have to do to win. And him having 3 touchdown runs along with a 2-point conversion is that's good enough. He played fantastic. If I would not have been bitching if they decided to give it to Jalen Hurts and have Jalen Hurts in the year that Chuck Howley's going into the Hall of Fame, the only Super Bowl MVP from a losing team. I would have been I would have not debated, cried 1 ounce if the media decided to give it to Jalen Hurts, because he played a hell of a game. But so did Patrick Mahomes. Fought through everything he could to just be a tremendous factor in today's game. And man, it was so fun to watch. He's so talented. I feel like I should apologize to him because I came into this season saying that Josh Allen was the starting quarterback. For those of you guys who have been listening all season long, when I started doing my preview shows, I had Josh Allen as the number 1 quarterback coming into this league, into this year. And then when it got closer down to the playoffs, I said, well, no, it's Joe Burrow. Maybe Joe Burrow was the number 1 quarterback. But Patrick Mahomes has just showed on the Burger Night, he just showed why he is the number 1 quarterback, and why for right now saying anybody else is the number 1 quarterback other than Patrick Mahomes is really it's kind of crazy to do so. And he was just fantastic. I love these things here. Let's try to go through it a little bit. So in the first quarter, we started off with the Chiefs accepted they got the 20 toss. They deferred. Had Philadelphia take it. Philadelphia went right down the field. Jalen Hurts 1-yard touchdown run. Which, by the way, have to do something about this rule, because now that they have this rule now, that where you can, you can push the quarterback in the back, from the backside now. That's an unstoppable play for at least the Philadelphia Eagles. It was an unstoppable play. They couldn't stop it. The Chiefs couldn't stop it. You get to a point where it's like it's fourth and one, or even fourth and two. They did a, I don't know if it's fourth and two, but from the goal line, the last touchdown Jalen scored, it was either second and two or fourth and two, and they push it on in for the touchdown. So it is just, but it's kind of become an unstoppable play. So then next we had Travis Kelce caught 18-yard touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes. Great play. Went right down the field. I tweeted, "Let the shootout begin," because it looked like it was going to be that way. And there were some other things like that. There were some points. I think there was a punt from the Eagles, and then I think the Kansas City Chiefs missed a field goal, and so then and that was in the second quarter, and then the second quarter comes back, and you have AJ Brown catching a 45-yard touchdown pass from Jalen Hurts to make the score 14-7. Um, the ball comes back around to the Eagles. They have it. Um, and a fumble happens, and Nick Bolton picks it up for 36 yards and runs it in for a touchdown. He almost had two fumble returns for touchdowns. He could have easily been the MVP. He played a great game. Now it's tied 14-14. Eagles drive right back down the field. Jalen Hurts another 4-yard run, and it's 21-14. Field goal to end the half, and they go to halftime, 24-14. And before that, for that drive of the Eagles, there was Patrick Mahomes got hurt. He hurt the ankle. He jumped off the field. They punted, and then whatever. So it was just some amazing stuff that was happening, and you just thought going to halftime, wow, could this be a shades of what happened down 2 weeks ago? You know, could Chad Henne have to come in now for Patrick Mahomes? But after halftime, which is a longer halftime than normal, if I get it, in most of the regular season games, halftimes are 12 minutes. Um, on Thanksgiving, I believe it's 20 minutes. In the Super Bowl, I think it's half an hour. You get a half an hour. So it's so taking all that time to get it back, get it healthy. The Chiefs came out, did the ball, and they drove right down the field, including a run from Patrick Mahomes that set up a 5-yard touchdown pass to Kadarius Toney, who was wide ass open. Well, actually, no, this was this the play that was wide ass open? No, actually, this is the other one. The third quarter, this is the Isaiah Pacheco 1-yard run for a touchdown, in which they had Jared McKinnon as playing the fullback, and this. And you know what? I think we need to see more of that coming our way too. We need to see more of that. Two back set have with two running backs and have just one, go old. This is what listen. Back in the day, Kevin Mack wasn't a fullback to Ernest Biner, and vice versa. They were both, and the one was just having the lead block sometimes. Barry Ward wasn't a fullback to Christian Okoye or vice versa. Sometimes they ran the ball together. That's what it was. And Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, there's many ones you can think of where both guys one wasn't a fullback and the other one wasn't a running back. They were both running backs and one just having to block. We need to see more. You can see more of that. You can diversify your offense that way. So anyway, but like that, Isaiah Pacheco had a 1-yard run. Took a 21-24 deficit for Kansas City. Jake Elliott made it 27-21. That was so, and the Chiefs needed that. They needed to keep the game within one score so they could do what they exactly did. Now we have in the fourth quarter the Kadarius Toney touchdown where he was wide ass open. He he broke off as he was going to, as if he was going to run a drag route, a crossing route maybe. But then he doubled back, and then Mahomes saw him, caught him wide open for the touchdown. That was 28-27 Chiefs. And then the Chiefs get the ball back, and they drive down the field, same play, with this time with Sky Moore, who goes back and then doubles, and it's a touchdown for Sky Moore. And now we have 35-27. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they drive down the field, and he gets a 2-yard touchdown run, and also a 2-point conversion, which ties games at 35. And then the Chiefs get the ball back, and they take control of the clock. They take control of the clock. They're running, they're passing, and then the play of the drive. There's 2 plays of that drive that people are going to be talking about. One play is Patrick Mahomes runs maybe 30 some odd yards on his hurt ankle for the first down, gets him inside the red zone. So then a couple plays later, there's a 3rd down play, and they try to do the same thing, except this time the wide receiver is going to, when he in Smith Schuster, when he comes in for the motion, instead of him coming back out to the side to the flat, he's going to take it upfield like with a wheel route. Number 24, Bradbury holds him, and yes, guys, he held him. I'm sorry, it was a hold. It was a hold. It was a hold. Not only did he hold him, they did. I don't know why they didn't show him from behind. Because that's where the hold was. He was grabbing his jersey from behind. You could see it in this. And then even when Smith-Schuster turns around, he's holding his waist. Guess what, guys? That's a flag. It doesn't matter if it's in the last 2 minutes of the 4th quarter, which Greg Olsen was saying. This is so close you don't do it. It doesn't matter that the ball was not catchable. That's pass interference. This was not pass interference. This was an actual hold, and that's what was happening. And it just is what it is. Referees gotta call that play. It's not rigged. It's not anything like that. They're not trying to get Patrick Mahomes anything like that. They're not cheating for Chiefs. No, it was a hold, and it was unfortunate. It's fortunate that that's what it was, that Bradbury held on that play. Now, it led to the Chiefs running down the clock. Jarrett McKinnon got a ball, slid before he hit the end zone. Chiefs ran down the clock, kicked the game-winning field goal. They tried some type of Hail Mary, but Jalen Hurts couldn't get enough on it. I don't know if he was hit or anything like that, but it fell flat. And here we are, Kansas City Chiefs, your 2022-23 Super Bowl champions. Unreal, guys. Unreal. 2-time, the youngest person to do the 2 MVPs in Super Bowls in NFL history. He's the 4th player to do it. I believe it's Montana, it's Brady, it's Manning with the other 3, and I think they all did it, later in their careers. And it's been, there was like 11 seasons, 15 seasons, and then it was like 11 seasons, 12 seasons, and then like 15, 18 for Peyton Manning, because his second one came in his last year. But second Super Bowl, I should say. But Patrick Mahomes has done it in his 6th season. So it is amazing what has happened, and they're just going to be something to deal with anytime. Anytime you've got that guy at quarterback, they are the favorites to win it all. It just is. And if something else happens, it's a surprise. But they are the favorite. As long as you have that guy at quarterback, he is going to be the favorites, and the Chiefs should always be the favorites. That's just how it is. And yeah, I make that mistake again. Listen, I hope I remember, but later on this year, when I do my predictions, I'm gonna have Patrick Mahomes as the #1 quarterback, and my predictions is probably gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl playing against somebody. I'm not sure. It just could be a rematch, We had to see how the quarterback carousel happens in free agency and things like that. So yeah, it is what it is. So in Patrick Mahomes is obviously the Super Bowl MVP. He's had his lowest yards passing in a playoff game ever, but three touchdowns, right? He had three touchdowns, right? Tony to Moore and to Kelsey. Yeah, three touchdowns, no interceptions. That long run at the end of the game, I think there was no doubt. You could have. Isaiah Pacheco had a great game. Nick Bolton, if he had that other touchdown, maybe you could have given it to Nick Bolton, the middle linebacker for the Chiefs. But yeah, this was Patrick Mahomes. This is all Patrick Mahomes, and I think there was nobody else who could get that reward. So there you have it. A fantastic game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, Maybe next year for the Eagles, it'll be another year in the system. Maybe Jalen Hurts will be even better than he was. And if that defense stays around, that defense is going to be amazing to watch next year. So there we have it. This was the Super Bowl. You're going to talk about. Some people watch the Super Bowl for the other things. Some people watch Super Bowl for the halftime show and Rihanna. And this was a good, uh, um, pretty good halftime show. I would not put it in my top 10 list, as you guys can go check it out here on YouTube, or if you're listening or listening on the podcast, you can go out and check my YouTube channel, and it'll be there. You can just search for it on there, the top 10 list of the top 10 Super Bowl halftime shows. Um, you do that. But yeah, it was a really good show. And people are always going to talk about the commercial. Now, the commercials usually were, I don't know, in the last 10 years, the commercials have not been what they've normally been, what they were in the past. I think two reasons. One, I just think maybe it's hard to try to come up with things that that you know actually like make you want to stop and sit down and things like that. Another thing is the good commercials they do, they put out on the internet. They put them out on YouTube for you to watch before the game, and it's just like, well, that's not no fair, and that's not any fun. So, but I did write down a list of some uh, some um some commercials that I thought were pretty that I liked. The first one was the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 commercial. I thought that one was good. The It was the Piano Cat. They were promoting the in Sunday Ticket coming to YouTube TV, and they had the Piano Cat doing it. I kind of like that. I thought that was interesting. They had the Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. I thought that was kind of funny, made me smirk. Kevin Hart and all the celebrities, including the Undertaker, for the DraftKings. Yes, I thought that was really good. But more or less for the Undertaker. I liked the Uber Eats commercial with Diddy, where they had Diddy try to create a hit song for Uber Eats One. I thought that was pretty interesting, and all of the like hits, and he's redoing it for the Uber Eats. What did the fuck say? I thought that one was a good one. Um, the Jack Harlow and Doritos one made me laugh. And I kind of really just like that, but because everybody, for some reason, shits on Jack Harlow because right guy doing rap, so he's gonna get shit on by idiots out there. I don't think I've heard one song of his, and if I have, I don't know what it was, but yeah, but I thought it was really funny. And then the last one, which was I thought really cool, was Binky, and I think he was the dad in the car trying to get the Binky for his child. I thought that one was, and there were some other ones too that were okay, but they were just okay. It didn't make me feel like wanting to write it down, like the one with Deion Sanders and his family. Yeah, and it was okay. It didn't make me want to write it down. There was one with Will Ferrell becoming a zombie. Um, yeah, and then there was this one where it was like it was a Coors Light commercial. It was a Miller Lite commercial. No, it's a Blue Moon commercial. Really? Really? And then of course there was also some movie but I've already seen for Fast X and for The Flash. So yeah, but those are really the ones that I would say that I really enjoyed. The ones I just mentioned beforehand. So there you have it. That's the entire Super Bowl rapid reaction of the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. Can't believe it. NFL football is over, but not the XFL football. The XFL is here, and yes, I will be covering it for the most part on my podcast. So yeah. Speaking of that, I'm going to be I'm doing my podcast next week. Another one um, for the NBA. We're gonna talk about because the weekend coming up is the weekend. Next Saturday, next Sunday is the All Star game. This weekend, Saturday is the weekend festivities, the All Star Saturday night, things like that. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have that on while also watching the Elimination Chamber because I gotta watch that. What's going down with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, right? So I'll be watching that. So yeah, gonna do one of that, and then in March we'll start the every every month a podcast type of thing. Where we'll talk about what went down that month up until, of course, football season starts back in August, and I'll have to do college previews and pro previews and things like that. So, yeah, here we are. Let's talk about that for a minute as well. There's gonna be some life changes happening within the next 6 months. So if I don't do a podcast or anything like that, don't worry, it's just me. I'll let you guys know on my YouTube channel. Um, for those of you guys watching on YouTube, of course you'll see right here. I'll let you know what's happening, give you updates and things like that. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/at AJTRIP20, so that you can get any updates if there are things missing, because there's gonna be life changes later in the next few months or so. Um, so things may still need to be, happening. All right. So again, um, if you're on, if you're on YouTube, right? I don't know. I didn't even check to see if there's any sound, because as soon as I started to do it the first time, it said the mic went out. So I was like, oh crap. So I don't even know. So um, see, yeah, I'm looking right now, and there is no sound. I'm not hearing any sound. So and if we go to another thing, yeah. So yeah. So here's the deal right now, right? So um, it's just very it's kind of crazy. It's not gonna do the thing, but anyway. So here's just the thing, right? The audio is here on the podcast, so I'm going to upload to the uh, to the to the YouTube channel under the game according to me, and I'm going to link that under the Rapid Reaction podcast, so that you can go ahead, and I'm gonna try to have it. I might put it like something on the YouTube that says link in description or something like that, so that if people come to this one, they can just link in the description and go to the podcast and listen to this on YouTube. Um, yeah, but those of you guys listening to this, um, yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you go to patreon.com/AJTrip, become a patron. Once I hit a certain amount of patrons, you would be able to determine what happens on this YouTube channel. You will determine what I talk about on my other podcast, The Word According to Me. I need to get back into that. There were some changes with that, as Sounder went bye-bye, and I had to go to another one. So, but there is some changes on there, and what games I play on my Twitch channel, TV/AJTRIP20. The either has to be games I already have, or you have to get the game for me if you want me to play it. But yes, all of that and many more. And of course, for the podcast way, if you want to support me on the podcast monetarily, uh, Anchor.fm/820. You can go there, 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, $9.99 a month are the subscription tiers. And of course, if you can't do it monetarily, then as always, rate the podcast, rate it, share it on all your social medias and things like that. And I appreciate that so much. So yeah, thank you guys so much for however you are listening to this. I appreciate it so much. So let's quickly go over this right here. Friday will be That's a Shoot. That will be Friday night into early Saturday morning, noon, midnight, things like that. As I talk about that, and then of course after the Elimination Chamber, I'll be right here for the rapid reaction to the Elimination Chamber, talking about what went down with Sammy and Roman and what happened and all of that. And then next Monday, the NBA All-Star talk, and you go back and talk about what happened and how did that change the future of the NBA. So again, an NBA focused podcast for that. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.